So here's the Eastar drum set. This is the 20-inch bass drum model. Took me a while to put it together. Some of the components on here were not the most cooperative, at least on first try. But overall, it went okay. The floor tom did have a little bit of damage on the collar, and there are a couple of dents on the bass drum, mostly from the shipping. First thing I would do, just like you should with any drum set, is replace the drum heads with the heads that you really like to use. These are obviously pinstripe style drum heads on here, and overall they're similar, not exactly the same. Pinstripes usually have a drop of oil in between the two plies. This one does not have that, and the muffler ring here is it's very minimal. All right. The snare drum comes with like a coated ambassador style head, but not quite an ambassador. It all depends on what you guys play. Like I personally like Evans G2s, and I like the EMAD bass drum head, but that's just me. So I will not get anywhere near the tones of those heads on these shells. But you can kind of buy these drum sets expecting it, expecting to do a little bit of work on them for sure. The cymbals on here are probably the weakest point of the drum set. These are definitely in line with the most basic cymbals you'll probably find. It's super thin. You can definitely fold this up in half if you try it hard enough. Hardware is pretty good. It's definitely lightweight. It has double brace stands on all the hardware. But it's that metal that's a little bit like pop metal-ish, right? So you can definitely, if you don't travel with this thing and you just kind of leave it in your studio, these will last a really long time and they'll be fine. Once you start traveling with them though, things will always get tossed around in a hardware case. That's where I worry about certain things breaking. And if it gets wet, these are definitely the types that will rust a little bit. I've been a music educator for 20 years, and I've seen cymbal stands like this rust after some time. Some cool points here. The bass drum pedal is actually really slick. The hi-hat pedal is okay. I'll get to that in a second. But bass drum pedal has double chain drive. I don't know if you can see it from here. Yeah, right there. Single spring, but the foot plate itself is pretty substantial. It's good weight to it, so not bad there at all. Hi-hat pedal is pretty good. It's a chain driven. You can see that. Snare drum stand is okay. It'll get the job done. I had a hard time angling it. The teeth don't seem to be lined up properly, but I do appreciate the fact that the basket adjustment is rounded. So, sometimes if it's like wing nut shaped, it'll get jammed up against the shaft there. But with it round, it doesn't have that problem. The weakest piece of hardware here is the stool, but it says it can hold up to 300 something pounds. So luckily I'm under that. So I'm not afraid this will break under me, but it is, if you do want to adjust it, it's this whole process of undoing this wing nut, taking the whole bolt out, adjusting it so the bolt goes through whichever setting you want it to, and then it's a little bit cumbersome. And there's no wing nut for the actual tripod legs themselves. So this is all just friction based. Now, I don't think it's gonna close up on you while you're playing, but it could be pretty tight. I'm trying to collapse it. Floor tom legs are really good on this, very robust. No issues with that. Bass drum feet are really good, very robust there too. One thing I appreciate is that these claws came with a rubber, you don't see it from here, but they came with like a rubber, oh, you can see it there. Little thing you put there so it doesn't dent up against the hoop. And it also came with a rubber, kind of like a guide or like a shaft gasket type thing. So tension rod isn't going metal on metal. So I appreciate that a lot. That's a cool touch I haven't seen on too many drum sets at this price point. All right, front bass drum head, I do appreciate the sound hole. Because they gave you these rubber gaskets here for the claws, and that happens on both sides. If they'd taken it a step further and given you like a porthole kind of like lining, that would be great too. Because right now it's, I feel like that can tear. The tom arm holder, very cool. This actually comes with an extra clamp on it. So you can actually put an additional cymbal arm here. And I'll try to link to an aftermarket one like Gibraltar. It does sell cymbal booms itself. So it's basically going to be this part. You can attach here for an additional cymbal. Maybe put your crash cymbal here and your ride cymbal there. I do love this Yamaha style hardware cymbal stand here. So with this, you can loosen this and actually collapse the boom into the main shaft, making it a straight cymbal stand, which is awesome. Yamaha has been doing that for years, and I love it. Finish is really nice. It's obviously a wrap finish. Under stage lights, this would look great. As chrome really just, it just reflects light so well, with a sparkle finish here too. I mean, this drum set would look amazing on stage. What would you use this kit for? If you're a student, this is a great kit for you. $379 for the whole package. First thing you would do, again, change the heads out, and as soon as possible, upgrade your cymbals. Steve Weiss sells an awesome cymbal pack. It's under $300. I think it's like $297, $279, something like that, where you get a whole set of cymbals that are really quite good. And they come with a hi-hat, ride cymbal, crash cymbal, and I think a splash. Upgrade to that. So if you're spending $379 here, spend another $279 on really good cymbals. Cymbal arm and maybe an extra cymbal stand, so you can accommodate all this, the Steve Weiss cymbals. So you're paying maybe $650 or so, but you're paying $650 for an entire 5-piece drum kit with good cymbals on it. So that's really not bad. Usually you can buy a $500 shell pack, and then you spend several hundred extra dollars on cymbals and stuff. So here, $600-700 or so, you'll have a really decent drum set that you can keep in your studio for quite a while. All right. A professional could probably use this as a backup kit. I don't know how well this thing would take being packed up, unless you have decent cases, tossed around in the trunk of your car. I don't know that. I mean, time will tell, right? But I would say it would be fine if you just know how to take care of yourself. Like, I've been using a Pearl Export Select from 1997 my whole career, and I've taken care of it, and it's been an awesome drum set for me, right? So, and I've never had any issues with it. So, there's that. So just take care of your stuff, and this, you could probably do pretty well with this. And because it's so inexpensive, it's really an investment. So whatever money you make, you'll make your money back in this drum set after a few gigs, and then you can actually turn a profit. Overall, really cool drum set. Professional could use this as a backup. If you give lessons out of your house, this could be your student drum set. If you need a backup kit, perfect. If you're a high school student, just going back and forth from home to your friend's house to jam, or your school to use your own drum set for a performance, which I highly recommend. This will be fine, but to be really abused professionally, gig every weekend for however, that might be that's a little bit tough. So that is it for this review. I will put some playing samples, but not too much. I hope you guys enjoyed this thing. Hope you guys learned a little bit about this drum set, and I'll catch you guys next time.